Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Glad you could all join us once again, ladies and gentlemen, for another session of your favourite Saturday game show, 3-2-1. Glad you could be with us, and we're also glad that you folks could be with us here in the studio audience, although I must be fair, we are a bit upset because somebody couldn't be here this afternoon. We did, in fact, invite Sir Geoffrey Howe, but he couldn't make it. No, no, please. I know you're a little upset. He put 20 pence on your petrol. He put 14 pence on your cigarettes. He put, what, 4 pence on a pint. But be fair, he did take 2 years off your life. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to go. Our surprise guests, our super people, and our regulars. And right now, we've got somebody to introduce you to, a little character. He's our booby prize, a bing called Dusty, looked after by a girl called Karen. Karen Palmer. Here they are. How are you, love? Okay. Well, now you have me, Karen. He's not sort of dressed up at all. What's he representing this week?
Well, Dusty's reading a comic because our show's all about superheroes from the world of comics, books and television.
Superheroes. That's the theme of our show. We've got some super people. As I said, our contestants. Will you please greet them right now? Here they are.
From Peebles, please welcome Gordon and Anne Wilson. From Oxford, we have Andrew and Pamela Hoy.
And from Guernsey, here are Paul and Fiona Cutter.
Thank you. Well, as you know, the quiz starts 3-2-1. We start with 3 couples. 2 couples will then play the elimination game, leaving 1 couple, we hope, to take home a great prize tonight. Let's meet our first couple tonight, who are Paul and Fiona Cutter from Guernsey in the Channel Islands, yes?
That's right.
Lovely part of the world. I've been there a long time ago. Vale, I stayed at. You know Vale, don't you?
That's it, yes.
Vale,
Golf course.
That's right, the golf course. I'm still as bad as when I played, to be honest with you. It's nice to have you here. What do you do for a living?
I'm a trainee actuary.
An actuary?
Yes, which is pension funds and insurance problems.
Well, yes.
Everyone has
do
those,
a bit of
I
business
suppose.
with you. And what about you, Fiona? Do you originally come from Guernsey or not?
I come from Edinburgh.
From Edinburgh.
Yes.
Lovely city, Edinburgh. Yes, I like that. Played there many times at the Usher Hall. Do you know the Usher Hall?
Yeah.
The Usher Hall, I always thought that was the name of the commissionaire that was in front of the place, but it's not. Anyway. Now, listen, what does interest me here, it says that you met each other and you were married very, very quickly. Is that right?
After 2 months.
After 2 months?
Yeah.
Well, 8 or 9 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it's just over 8 weeks.
That's lovely.
10-day engagement.
10-day engagement?
Yeah.
Well, I bet your friend sent the thank you notes for the engagement presents in the invitation.
That's right.
Must have done. Good, OK, then, well, let's get on and have your questions. With your questions, we have Fiona Curzon. Fiona, second. How are you, love?
Look, Ted, you're not related to my favourite superhero, Buck Rogers, are you?
Well, no, I'm afraid I'm not, Fiona.
No, of course not. He's 500 years ahead of his time, and you're 500 years behind.
Yes, I am. Would you like to select your questions, please? Paul selecting. Thanks, Fiona. OK, you know what happens. We do like you to answer alternately. Ladies first, of course. If you make a mistake, of course, I do have to accept the first answer you give me. There's 2 ways you can be stopped if you make a mistake or run out of time, and we'll let you have one to start with. Now, this question is about names and slang expressions which refer to objects. We will give you the name or expression, and we want you to give us the object. Now, bubbly is known as champagne, OK? So that's the one we'll start you with. Bubbly is...
Champagne.
The cooler. What's the cooler?
Prison.
Glad rags.
Your best clothes.
A doodle bug.
Don't know.
A banger.
A car.
A 19th hole.
Don't know.
The briny.
Don't know.
Bread.
Money.
The never never.
Credit.
And bins?
Don't know.
Don't know what bins are. Well, bins is a slang expression for glasses. There's a few of them around this place, I can tell you that. The briny is the sea. The 19th hole, I thought you might have known that, as we were talking about golf just now, is the bar in a golf clubhouse. And the doodle bug is a flying bomb from World War II. There was one there you weren't too sure, I'm not quite sure, but I think that's about all we have got right there. The never never. What did you say the never never was?
Credit.
Credit, well, HP. We're going to accept that. So what have we got at the end of the first round for you? £60. You've got 60. Well done. OK. Anne and Gordon. Anne and Gordon. Ah, now you're from Peebles, which of course is Scotland.
That's right.
Yes. Now whereabouts? I'm not quite sure where Peebles is. Where is that?
It's about 80 miles south of Edinburgh.
South of Edinburgh. I see. Nearly in Geordie land, really, I suppose. It's not too.
No, it's border country.
It's going that way. I see. And what do you do for a living, Gordon?
I'm a trainee computer programmer.
Computer programmer. Very big business, and I'd advise anyone to get a job in computers, because that way you'll never be replaced by one. You know that, don't you? Not today. OK, now, Anne, what do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher, but I've got a school of my own, actually. It's a small one-teacher school, and I have 11 pupils.
What?
From age 5 to 12.
Just 11 pupils?
Yes.
And you're the head teacher at a school just with one teacher?
Yes, that's right.
So
I don't really...
Well, when you discipline yourself, you're not biased, are you?
No.
And also, you met and married very, very quickly, or you married very quickly, didn't you?
Within 3 weeks.
Within 3 weeks?
Yes.
Well, that's really as good as Fiona Paul back there. Within 3 weeks. And tell us what was significant about that when you first met.
Well, when I met Gordon, actually, we were out for a drink, and I met this gentleman who was wearing his cricket gear in a pub on a Sunday night, and I couldn't understand why he was wearing his cricket gear.
Yeah, I was thrown in the shower that day because I used to turn up in roughly the same togs at every game, and the club got fed up with it and decided I needed a clean, so to speak. So
I think that's a number one anyway, of Scotland playing cricket, don't you? Anyway, good. Let's have your questions. We've got Libby Roberts with your questions. Libby? Now, Lib, you know, of course, the theme of our programme this week is superheroes. Who's your favourite superhero?
Oh, I think the Incredible Hulk, Ted.
I always feel sorry for him.
Well, you should feel sorry for his younger brother.
Why?
Well, he's the one that has to wear all his hand-me-down shirts.
That works if you think about it, but not tonight. Now, let's have your questions. Would you like to select them? Thanks, Libby. OK, now then, don't forget, play for £10 each. Correct answer. If you don't know, please say that you don't know and build up your score. This question is about phrases which include a name. We will give you a phrase, and we want you to say what it means. Now, we'll start you with Bobby, which means policeman. OK? So, Bobby means...
Policeman.
Davy Jones' locker.
don't know.
Shanks's pony.
On foot.
Right. Jack Tar. What's
Don't.
Jack Tar?
A sailor.
Uncle Sam.
America.
A Tommy.
A soldier. British soldier.
Tom, Dick or Harry.
I don't know.
The real McCoy.
The right thing, I think it's going.
Old Nick.
The devil.
And Sally Ann. The Sally Ann.
The Salvation Army.
Right, you got that right on the buzzer. The Salvation Army. Yes, Tom, Dick or Harry you didn't know. Tom, Dick or Harry is anybody, of course. Davy Jones' locker is the bottom of the sea. I'm sure you know that,
Yes,
Gordon, now,
yeah.
don't you? Well, you've not done bad, have you, at the end of that? I think you got 8 right. You should have £80, and you have. £80. Lovely. Good. OK. Pam and Andy. Now we've got Pam and Andy Hoy. Pam and Andy Hoy, you're from Abingdon, which is Oxfordshire.
That's right.
Yes, that's a lovely county as well. And what do you do for a living, Andrew?
Representative for an oil company.
An oil company?
Yeah.
Yeah, also a very topical gentleman, huh? I can't bear to fill up, can you, these days at a petrol station, watching that clock. It's like seeing your life's wages go before your eyes, isn't it?
That's right.
Pam? I know that you have a baby, yes?
Yes,
And is it a boy or a girl?
It's a little girl.
How old?
6 months.
Just 6 months. You're going to give her a wave? She won't be up, but give somebody a wave. They'll be watching at home. And what do? Do you have a hobby at all?
Yes, mainly I make wine.
You make wine?
Yeah.
Well, what with petrol and wine are you economising here? Let's have your questions. We've got Alison Temple Savage with your questions.
Just think of all those superheroes, Edward.
Superheroes.
I mean, my favourite lives with danger every day of his life.
You mean James Bond?
No, Dennis Thatcher.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? Oh, yes. Let's have your questions.
That's the only one.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Alison. OK, here we go for you. £10 each. Correct answer. Your question is about nicknames and slang expressions which refer to people. Now, we will give you the nickname or expression, and we want you to say what it implies. Now, we'll start you with Sparks, which means electrician. So Sparks means...
Electrician.
Shrink. What's a shrink?
Psychiatrist.
A chippy.
Carpenter.
A nipper.
Child.
An old sort. Old sort.
Don't know.
A bruiser.
I don't know.
A tweenie.
Don't know.
A rookie.
A cadet in the army.
The Brill Cream Boys.
Don't know.
And a Clippy.
A bus conductor.
Well, I have here Clippy is bus conductress, but we will accept that. So at the end of that round, we didn't know what? We didn't know Brill Cream Boys was the boys in the RAF. Tweenie is a maid. A bruiser is a boxer or a bully. Yes, now you know. Old Sort is an experienced sailor. So at the end of that, I think you've got 6 right. Yes, £60, have you? Yes, you have. 6. £60. Lovely. All right. So, at the end of the first round, we've got couple number 1 up there and couple number 3, both on £60, but in the lead at the moment, couple number 2, Anne and Gordon, £80 they have. OK, Fiona and Paul, you're going for £60 each correct answer. Take your questions this time from Fiona. Thank you. Good luck. Now, what have we got for you this time? OK, this question is about film stars who have played the title roles in films. The title role in films. We will give you the name of the film, and we want you to give us the name of the actor or actress who played the title role. Now, remember, we want the title role. Now, we'll start you with The Graduate. The title role, of course, that was Dustin Hoffman. So the title role in The Graduate was...
Dustin Hoffman.
Dr. Zhivago.
Don't know.
The Millionairess.
Don't know.
Zorba the Greek.
Don't know.
Mary Poppins.
Julie Andrews.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Don't know.
Gigi.
Don't know.
Birdman of Alcatraz.
Don't know.
Patton.
Don't know.
Dirty Harry.
Clint Eastwood.
Right, Clint Eastwood, right on the button there. Clint Eastwood, in fact, was Dirty Harry. The ones you didn't know, they were Patton was George C. Scott. Birdman of Alcatraz was Burt Lancaster. Gigi was Leslie Caron. Lawrence of Arabia was Peter O'Toole. Zorba the Greek, Anthony Quinn. The Millionairess was Sophia Loren. And Dr. Zhivago was Omar Sharif.
I have to watch more films.
Yes, you've got to. At the end of that, I think we got 3 right. Yes, we got £180, you have. 180. Oh, yeah. OK, Gordon Ann, select your questions, please, from Libby. Thank you. All right, this time you're going for £80 for each correct answer. And for you, the question is about long-playing records. We will give you the title of the album. We want you to give us the artist or the group. Now, we'll start you with Abbey Road, which was recorded by the Beatles. So Abbey Road and...
The Beatles.
Making Waves.
Don't know.
I'm Nearly Famous.
Don't know.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Elton John.
Space Oddity.
David Bowie.
Super Trooper.
Don't know.
American Pie.
Don McLean.
The Jazz Singer.
Don't know.
Give Me Shelter.
I don't know.
And Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Simon Garfunkel.
Right, Simon and Garfunkel is right. Give Me Shelter was the Rolling Stones. Jazz Singer, Neil Diamond. Super Trooper was ABBA. I thought you might have known that. Yes, you do now. I'm Nearly Famous is Cliff Richard, and Making Waves, the Nolans. Yes? So at the end of that round for you, you've got £400. There you go. That's it. Oh, yeah. Well done. Andy and Pam, take your questions. All right. Thanks, Alison. You're going for £60 each correct answer. Good luck to you. And your question is about heroes in literature, films and television, who usually work closely with one another, with one character. We will give you the name of one, and we want you to give us the name closely linked with the other, all right? Sherlock Holmes, of course, closely linked with Dr. Watson. So we'll start you with Sherlock Holmes and...
Dr. Watson.
Batman and...
Robin.
Butch Cassidy and...
Sundance Kid.
Dick Barton.
Snowy.
Bodie.
Doyle.
Sapphire.
Steele.
C-3PO.
Don't know.
Bertie Wooster.
Jeeves.
Tarzan.
Don't know.
Popeye.
Olive oil.
Yes, olive oil. That's the last one we have for you there, number 10. Tarzan, of course, it was Jane. You know it was Jane now. Very difficult when you're up here, isn't it? C-3PO, of course, was R2-D2. That's right. And that's about all there was. At the end of that, I think you've got 8 right. So you have got £480. Yes, sir. That's it. All right. Well, how about that? End of the quiz this week, ladies and gentlemen. We've got couple number 1 from the Channel Islands on £180. We've got couple number 2, Anne and Gordon, £400. But the winners this week, couple number 3, Pam and Andy, £480. Good for you. Great. Oh, dear. Yeah, I know it's always a shame to have to say goodbye to all our couples. I say every week they're such terrific people, and you really have been nice. And you've got your little good luck teddy bear there with you.
That's it.
What do you call him?
Oh,
He's
just
called
Teddy.
You and Zem Bar, the only two keepers of teddies I know in the whole world. They are. But there's the money you won in the quiz, of course, which was £180. There's your ceramic bin, which will take you well over 200. It's been super having you with us here. Thanks very much. Take care. Love to everybody there in Guernsey. You too. Well, take care. Have a good trip back. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause, will you? Good luck. Okay. It's time for the break. We'll be back in just a few minutes on 3, 2, 1. Don't go far away, will you, please? I'll never like it. Good luck. Thank you. Here we are at part 2, ladies and gentlemen, about to play the 3, 2, 1 video elimination game. We've got Gordon and Anne from Peebles in Scotland playing Andy and Pam from Abingdon in Oxfordshire. Now, you know what happens here with the game? At the bottom of the screen, of course, you've got the bat, which can be moved left to right by using the control stick like this. And, of course, the object is to hit the ball against the wall each time. You'll score points if you're lucky enough to get through the wall. Believe me, that score will rattle along. Nobody seems to have done it yet. I know it's difficult. However, if you do miss a ball, you must pass the control stick to your partner, who will continue to play, OK? Naturally, the one with the high score will go through, so we're going to say good luck to you. Who's going first out of Andy or Pam? Oh, he is, she says. There you go, Andy. Good luck to you. Gordon and Anne, who's playing first? Gordon. Yes, she shoved it straight on to Gordon. OK, you know we have a red light here in the centre, which will start the flash. Then you'll know you're on the last few seconds of the game. So here we go. Good luck to you. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. OK, the light is now flashing. We're on the last few seconds of the game. All right, would you like to hold it just there, please? Hold it just there. Oh, jeez. Well, Andy's going, and rightly he might well do so, because Andy and Pam have scored 35. Gordon and Anne have scored 36. Just running. Oh, gee whiz. How's that? Huh? Oh, dear. Well, you know, it's always a shame to say goodbye, but when you go on one shot like that, it's not easy, is it, really? But there you are. You've been a great sporting couple. The money you won in the quiz was quite considerable. What was it, Karen? £480. £480 it was. Here's your ceramic dusty bin, your leather photo frame, of course, and your video game. It's been terrific, Andy, having you with us. You too, Pam. Have a good trip back. Love to everybody in Oxfordshire. Take care. Bye, Pam. Lovely to have you. Hold tight. So, I can see the way you breathed a sigh of relief. You didn't think you'd made it, did you?
No.
Very close, but you got through. Good luck to you. You know what happens at this particular point? We have 5 items to show you, and we've got 5 prizes, 4 terrific ones, plus the booby, that dusty bin. You know, he's ligging around waiting for you all the time. Now, at the end of each item, one of the characters at least will come to Ted's table, leave you a clue object, read you a rhyme. 3 on the table, you reject one. When 4 have been rejected, the one that remains would tell you whether you're taking a great prize or a booby home with you tonight, but not to worry about that. Let's continue with our theme, as I told you at the top of the show, of superheroes. Although, really, our first offering ought to be called superheroines because, well, it features that trio of lovely ladies known as Charlie's Angels. Those 3 sexy, trendy, shapely police women. In fact, every one of them's a eye-popping, good-looking, blouse-bursting, hip-swinging, gene-hugging, heart-throbbing, pulse-racing, thought-provoking, gun-toking, band-blasting, popsy. Oh. However, come along and meet right now Beesley and the ladies. Here they are.
Fine. Well, Tiffany, Chris, and what's it? You've done a magnificent job again. I think America is now a better place to live in.
It was nothing, Beesley.
Think nothing of it.
Anyway, Beesley, we enjoyed it as much as you did.
What's it? How do you do that?
Easy.
Beesley, You know Charlie says he owes us a favor?
Yeah?
Well, we've been working for him all this time. We've never met him.
Yeah, that's right.
That was agreed when you took the job. You get well paid and a lot of perks.
You mean we all get a bionic man eventually?
No, that was only Farah.
Oh.
Meeting Charlie is out of the question, girls.
I've got a feeling Charlie's the most important man in America.
You mean he's Ronald Reagan's doctor?
No, his makeup man.
Well, he must have some reason for not being seen in public.
Do you think his frock's still at the cleaners?
No, nothing as sinister as that.
What if he's real royalty?
You mean that, Charlie? Oh, just think one day we might be King Charles's.
Yeah, and I'll come and visit you at Crufts. Anyway, it's not that one. I can tell you he's otherwise engaged. Look, girls, this is all nonsense.
There's only one way to prove it. Beesley.
We want
To meet
Charlie! Now, girls.
Beesley.
Okay. Charlie, there's no way out of this one. You're gonna have to come out.
Hello, my darlings.
Now then, there's Libby. Oh, Libby. Is it Chris Monroe? I never know.
Well, I was playing Chris, yes.
You were playing Chris
Yes.
Monroe. What are you going to leave then, Libby?
I'm leaving the towel as the clue.
The towel is the clue, okay. And your rhyme says what?
And the rhyme says, if a bionic man is what you want, this could be the nearest you'll get. There might be a sinking feeling, but at least you could get a full set.
What do you say, eh? Any idea?
Sinking feeling. Bath.
A bath? Well,
Towel.
we might take a bath. I don't know whether we'd give a bath away, but you never know. You're thinking. That's just nice. Give Libby Roberts a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. So, a bath. Could be a bath. That's nice that you're thinking about something anyway. Let's have our next item. You know, a key ingredient in any superhero's life is mystery and imagination. For some of the plots they have to unravel demands the keenest brains. And here's where you can test your powers as we present a baffling and bewildering act. It's Chris North and Jill. Smashing. Great, Chris. Chris North and Jill, terrific. We've worked quite a few times together, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Busy, busy act, always, all over the place. Now, listen, I believe you're going into something a little different soon, aren't you?
Yes, a new project. I'm going to produce and appear in my own magic floor show called Magic Affair, which I'm taking on tour on the East Coast this summer.
Great. Well, very, very good luck with that.
Thank you.
Here we've got Gordon and Anne from Peebles in Scotland. They're already thinking about what they might have here. What have you brought them? What's going to be the clue?
Yeah, rubber gloves.
Rubber gloves are the clue this time, Anne. And what about the rhyme, Chris?
The rhyme? You'll have to watch what you're doing, and we don't mean a passing glance. Reject, and you won't have time to regret. You'll be faced with a second chance.
Any idea this time? What do you think? He says he's a little sceptical. OK, let's thank Chris North and Jill. Cheers, Chris. Good luck with the show.
Thank you.
Any idea?
Immediately you think rubber gloves, you think rubbish. But,
Too
obvious.
It could be a bit, it could be a bit obvious.
Yes.
I'll tell you what you're going to have to do. One more on the table, then you're going to have to think about rejecting one, OK? Yes. Let's go on then with our next superhero. For he's a private eye who's been a public eye for many years now, through books, films, of course, and television. He's Raymond Chandler's famous detective, Philip Marlowe.
When someone high up in the family calls, you go unless you want to trade in your suede shoes for concrete. But there was something different about this case. It was heavier. I couldn't see the door of the room. The reason was about 8 feet tall and built like an oak wardrobe. He had the intelligence to match. There was a telltale bulge under his left armpit that didn't look like a teddy bear mascot. But anyone can make a mistake. He opened his mouth. That was his mistake.
Listen, who are you?
What do you know? I'd found the world's first brain transplant donor.
Listen, bird brain, when the organ grinder calls, I don't talk to the monkey.
Listen, don't get smart with me, friend.
A half a housemaid could have got smart with this guy.
Or I loosen a few of your fillings.
He'd have found it difficult. I've got false teeth. I felt like telling him what to do, but he didn't look like a contortionist.
Listen, like I say, who are you, friend? I have strict instructions that nobody goes in here, and that includes me.
It was time for action. I pulled out my .45. I knew it would frighten him. It was Max Bygrave's. Chummy hit the door with a jar.
Shut up your face. Want to sir, Mr. Marlowe. Come in. Come in. Welcome to my home. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
I put the case on the table. He knew what was in it.
I shall give you cash down for the full set.
Just as well. With families like this, they don't live long enough to pay the installments.
The Godfather, Maxton G. Beesley. Great to see you again, Max. It's been quite a time, hasn't it?
Certainly has.
Again, another busy guy. There's a great characterization he does. I mean, I have seen you do that, but you're one of the finest impressionists I've seen, and I'm not just giving you that one, because how many do you do, in fact?
Over 200 now.
Well, great to see you back with us once again.
Nice to see you.
What are you going to leave these two lovely folks for?
My clue is my revolver.
The revolver is the clue. Okay, Gordon, and then?
And I've got a clue for you. The rhyme. You shouldn't be afraid to mar your chance, although you may think it's low. If you've seen him before, you can see him again, because you're in charge of the show.
Now, Gordon, look straight to her. He's seen the bin before, he said straight away. Oh, well, let's think about it, then we have to reject one. Maxton G. Beesley, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Well, Anne, What do you think?
Oh, no, I think all three have been.
Well, you think we got 3 bins here on the table. Well, you've just heard that from Max.
Yes.
And, of course, I can read again the towel, which was brought in by Libby, or the rubber gloves was brought in, number 2 item, Chris, North and Jill. Which of these two would you like to hear again?
The towel.
Towel.
You'd like to hear the towel again from Libby? Libby said, if a bionic man is what you want, this could be the nearest you'll get. There might be a sinking feeling, but at least you could get a full set.
Bionic man, a robot.
It's a set, too.
A what?
A set's more than one.
Yes.
There's a few whispers running around the audience. Any idea what it could be? No, not much.
Yes.
Go on
I
instinct.
think we'll reject that one.
You're rejecting what? The one that's just come in?
Yes.
The gun from Maxton?
Yes, we'll reject the gun.
Oh, yes. Oh. Well, when I asked you, you went a bit quiet. You made the decision. Oh, yes, they said. Well, I wonder if it's going to be the one you want it to be. Let's see. It said, you shouldn't be afraid to mar your chance, although you may think it's low. If you've seen him before, you can see him again because you're in charge of the show. So there was a big cheer, so we know what the audience think it might be. You shouldn't be afraid to mar your chance, although you may think it's low. Could this point to Dusty Bin as indeed you're thinking? Well, we did say you shouldn't be afraid, so perhaps not. If you've seen him before, you can see him again. So could this, in fact, be some sort of recording equipment on which you could see Marlowe and your other old favourites? Because you're in charge of the show, well, you're not likely to start directing your own Raymond Chandler movies, but you could have played them back on this video recorder with a television receiver and shoot their own programs with this video colour and sound camera. Look. Come through. Stand over there if you like, Gordon, would you please? Oh, dear. Just look. Just look at that. Oh, yes, they said, get rid of that. Look what's we got rid of right here. Marvellous video recorder. Then goes the cassette. You record your own programs. This fabulous remote-controlled television set. Here's the camera. Thank you, Alison. Now, look at that. That's, in fact, operable right now. I'm shooting you. There's the zoom out and the zoom in. Marvellous thing. It's talking as well, of course. There's the microphone as well. A fabulous prize. And I should imagine you could have done with that, Gordon, couldn't you? Yes, yeah, they're smiling nicely. It's not easy when you've rejected something so lovely. However, stay here just for the minute. We're going away for the break. Be back soon. Don't forget, we still have the bin with us. 3, 2, 1. See you in a moment. Okay, here we are at part 3, where our remaining couples from Peebles in Scotland have just rejected a fabulous prize, a television set, a video recorder and a colour camera, sound at that. However, we're going on with our theme of superheroes, and we catch in action right now 2 great comic book characters known as the dynamic duo, the crime fighters of Gotham City. Who else but Batman and Robin? But it looks as though someone's in a bit of trouble.
I wonder what's wrong with my old friend, Mr. Kelly. He looks in a bad way. Holy howlers, I'd forgotten. He always looks like that.
Hello, Robin.
Shh! We don't want the world to know who I am.
I'm not surprised in that outfit.
I'm one of the dynamic duo.
Oh, yeah? Which one are you, Morecambe or Wise?
There.
Eric, how are you?
Just call me a friend.
Hang on a minute. Send over a friend.
What's troubling you, Mr. Kelly?
Well, son, it's like this. I'm in the protection racket.
Holy hoodlums! Mr. Kelly, I'm disappointed in you. I used to look up to you as a kid.
You didn't know me when I was a kid.
And now you're in on the racket? America's ashamed of you.
No, son. I'm not collecting protection money. I'm paying it. Ah!
You must stop doing that. This is a job for the Caped Crusader. Hello, Batman. Get over here and make it fast.
I'm here, Robin.
Batman, what took you so long? Mr. Kelly has fallen prey to the mob.
Yes, Batman, the Penguin, the Riddler, the Joker, Catwoman. They're all in it. Between them, they've taken nearly everything I have.
Gee, Batman, we must act.
After all these years, you want me to act? But you're right, Robin. We must act straight away. All right, Kelly, hand over the money.
But this is not the Batman I remember who protects the old, the weak, and the defenseless.
The same, but different. I'm working for the government now. Not Batman, the Caped Crusader, but Vatman, the 15% fiend. And I want your money now, before those guys make you bankrupt.
I wish I'd thought of that.
Now then. Who is it? It's only Bernard Bresslaw. No, would you believe that? Hey. Yeah. Bernard Bresslaw, I thought it was Ronnie Corbett. Goodness. When you say hi, Bernie, you've really got to say hi to this fella. Good to see you again, Bernie.
And you too,
Again, another busy guy. I believe you did a film recently, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. Hawk the Slayer.
Hawk
yes. And I was Hawk the Slayer. And I was another good guy in that, you see.
A good guy in our books, I tell you. What are you going to leave these lovely people as a clue?
Now, here's the clue, right? There's your clue.
Kapow is the clue.
Right.
And the rhyme says what?
And the rhyme, right. Now, the rhyme says, Batman will travel anywhere if there's evil to be fought. His sidekick ought to help you if you should get caught.
Now, Anne, any idea?
Sidekick Robin.
Boy wonder.
You boy wonder. He's very worried about it, but thinking about it, which is rather nice. Will you please thank Bernard Bresslaw? Cheers, Bernard. Good to see you. Take care. Thanks, folks. Bernard Bresslaw, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers, Bernie. Well. So, what are you two talking about now?
I just thought Robin, and Robin's bin.
Well, what did the audience think? But you know what happened last time?
Yes.
They thought that marvellous prize was you know. So we have two left that I can read again. Well, one or the other. It's again the towel, which you heard last time, or the rubber gloves were brought in by Chris, North and Jill. You could hear that one again if you wish.
Yes.
Would you like to hear that?
I'd like to hear gloves.
Okay, yes. Chris and Jill said, you'll have to watch what you're doing. We don't mean a passing glance. Reject and you won't have time to regret. You'll be faced with a second chance.
I think we'll reject this
No,
sign.
Robin, yeah, so we'll reject that.
Yes,
we'll
it's
reject
good.
that one.
You reckon so, Anne?
If she
Yes.
says so.
Okay, audience, I'm afraid to ask the audience. You reckon that's okay? They're not committing themselves this time. So you're going to get rid of that one, are you?
Yes.
Okay, then you're going to reject the kapow brought in just now by Bernie Bresslaw. Bernie said Batman will travel anywhere if there's evil to be fought. His sidekick ought to help you if you should get caught. Right. Now then, what have we done? Batman will travel anywhere if there's evil to be fought. Well, could the travel mean that this is a holiday? Or did evil make you think of Dusty? And it did, didn't it, really? His sidekick ought to help you. Well, who was Batman's sidekick? Robin. And we said he ought to help you. So what prize is part of Robin?
Bin.
Right, you've done it. Dusty Bin, you've done it. Yeah. There he is. Look at him. Thanks, Karen. Take him away. You're going home with a good prize tonight. You know that. There you are. For our final superhero in our list, it stems from the pen of Captain W.E. Johns. Now, he's that intrepid Britisher who depicts all that's best in the bulldog breed. Who we're talking about, the incomparable Biggles.
A bit quiet today, Bertie.
Too quiet for me, old fruit.
Don't call me old fruit.
Sorry, Ginger.
I say, I wonder what's holding Biggles up.
Oh, you mean he's been drinking again, has he?
The wing co was on the blower earlier, asking to see him. He sounded awful.
I'm not surprised. Have you seen the telephone? I mean, my God, what chance have we got?
Don't panic, chaps, don't panic. It's that chef. I definitely asked for poached eggs and he gave me scrambled. Look at them.
Rotten eggs.
You're right. By golly, they pen and ink.
What's the news, Skipper?
Bad. I promised a Winkle I'd break it to you gently.
I say, what is it?
Poor old Harry has been wiped out. My best friend has been erased.
Oh, Lord, no!
Without trace.
Not Harry, Skip. It isn't fair. Dear, sweet, lovely Harry, you wouldn't have hurt a fly.
Steady, Ginge. There's no need to go historical. We'll have Vera Lynn down here again.
Not Harry, Skip. It isn't fair. We'll bash these bush pounders with his devil hands.
There,
Pay for
there.
this of all that...
There's nothing fair in this rotten business. We're all here for the same reason. There's a job to be done and we can do it. We believe in this country and we will fight to make it a safer place for our children to grow up in.
Darling, how did you know? I only saw the doctor this morning.
Well, don't look at me, love. I've been up in a Spitfire for 18 months. Was that you? That was her.
But tell me, Skipper, what happened to Harry?
Harry knew the problems before he joined the outfit. So did you, dear, so don't you ever go.
Well, tell me this, Captain. Was it enemy action or engine failure?
Pardon?
Enemy action or engine failure?
No, it's a fundamental thing we must all learn before we get out of an aeroplane.
What's that?
Make sure it's landed first.
How are you, Charles? Lovely, Charlie. Great to see you again, Charles.
It's nice to be
here. And I must say, again, like everybody tonight, you seem to be a very, very busy fella. You're doing something very, very different recently. Well,
Yes,
soon, aren't you?
yes, that is. I am going to go legitimate.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a few of us have done that here tonight. What are you going to do?
I'm going to play Touchstone in As You Like It.
Really? You're not putting this on? You really are going to do it?
Yes, I can do that.
Well, what do you think of Shakespeare?
Oh, I've never met him yet because we've not started. But I like his work. So.
What are you going to leave them for a clue?
Well, that is an apple.
Apple is the clue. And what about the rhyme?
The rhyme, right, now. The eggs weren't in apple pie order, but your prize at least will be new. You could have one in the oven.
No.
Hello.
You could have...
No, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. You could have one in the other.
Oh, thank you.
If we turn this over to you.
Well, there you are. What'd you make of that? Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Drake. Thanks, Charlie. Well done. Thanks very much. Well. Did you make anything of that at all?
No.
Well, it said the eggs weren't in apple pie order, but your prize at least will be new. You could have one in the other if we turn this over to you. Here's what Charlie should have just said. Again, I can read the towel or the rubber gloves if you'd like to hear either of those again.
Yes.
What would you like to hear?
Which one, Gordon?
The towel. You'd like to hear the towel brought in by Libby, the #1 item. Libby said, if a bionic man is what you want, this could be the nearest you'll get. There might be a sinking feeling, but at least you could get a full set.
Right. I'll just pick.
What do you say?
Which one?
Rubber gloves.
Rubber gloves.
Rubber gloves?
Yeah, we'll just...
What do you say?
Reject rubber
There's a
gloves?
no over there from the front row, but what do you want to do? Reject the rubber gloves?
We'll reject that.
Okay, the rubber gloves brought in by Chris, North and Jill, and they said, you'll have to watch what you're doing, and we don't mean a passing glance. Reject, and you won't have time to regret. You'll be faced with a second chance. That's what Chris and Jill said. You'll have to watch what you're doing, and we don't mean a passing glance, so perhaps we mean another sort of watch, because we said reject, and you won't have time to regret. You'll be faced with a second chance. Well, this could have been a pointer to Dusty had we not got rid of him, particularly with the rubber gloves, which I think you thought about earlier on. But we did. What do you do if you put with the rubber gloves? I mean, what do you put in rubber gloves?
Hands.
Hands, that's right. Yeah. Well, we said hands. Pair of hands, watch.
Watch.
Yeah, won't have time. Yeah. It looks like a watch, but we also said you'll be faced with a second chance because we've got, the theme, as you know, is superheroes. For you, we've got these two magnificent Snoopy watches. Take a look. They're very lovely. Two Snoopy watches. You didn't think that was possibly too much. So to go with this prize, There are two marvellous chronometers there. Can you see that? Look at those. Gorgeous. What do you think? And if you weren't too happy with those, underneath there are two solid gold watches too. Look at those. Can you see? Those are a great prize. I think you'll agree that's a marvellous prize.
Yes.
Yes?
Lovely.
There you are. It has to go. You've rejected it. A beautiful prize. Thanks so much, Libby. Take it away. There we go. One more go. So, we'd like to know what you're going to take home tonight. We have the towel brought in by Libby, or the apple just now by Charlie. And Charlie said the eggs weren't in apple pie order, but your prize at least will be new. You could have one in the other if we turn this over to you. That's what Charlie said. Libby says, I'll read it again for you. If a bionic man is what you want, this could be the nearest you'll get. There might be a sinking feeling, but at least you could get a full set.
Reject that one.
Yeah, Charlie.
One's got to go.
Could be a new car, perhaps.
towel.
Reject a towel.
Yeah.
We've had it right
Yes.
from the beginning,
Yes.
so...
Yes, you've had it from the beginning, and now you want to get rid of it.
We'll get rid of it.
You're going to reject
Yes.
it, yes? Okay,
Yes.
then, you're rejecting the towel brought in by Libby. Let's see what it is. Now, if a bionic man is what you want, this could be the nearest you'll get. Well, you can't think of Dusty anymore. He's gone, and of course the towel. There might be a sinking feeling. Well, Dusty would certainly have given you that if you'd have won him. At least you could get a full set. Well, what sort of set might you have that had something to do with sink and a towel? Set of china. Well, that's what you've rejected here. A set of magnificent... It's a dinner service, a coffee set, 61 pieces in all, together with this marvellous computerized dishwasher. Look at Go over there. Look, Gordon. Look at this.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh,
dishwasher.
it's lovely, she says. Now, Gordon.
That would have been nice.
Ah, that would have been nice. She's pointing to this lovely dishwasher. It would have been nice. You can say that. Hey, look at this marvellous dinner and coffee set. You press the dishwasher here. There's more inside there. Look at that. I think you'll agree it's a fabulous prize.
lovely.
And a fully computerized dishwasher, which in fact was the bionic clue here.
Yes.
That was the idea there. I think you'll agree, and it's a great prize.
Yes.
And you could have done with the dishwasher.
Oh, yes.
Still,
washing dishes.
it's got to go. You have rejected it. Thank you, Karen. Let's go back to the table. See what you won. Here we are. Okay, so we're left with the last item that Charlie Drake brought in, the apple. Now, Charlie said your eggs weren't in apple pie order, but your prize at least will be new. You could have one in the other if we turn this over to you. Now, the eggs weren't in apple pie order. They were rotten. So was the bin if you'd have won the bin.
Yes.
Most of the prizes, as we said a little while ago, on this show are new, including the brand new dustbin. You could have one in the other. Well, does that mean that you could have your eggs or apple pie in the new whatever it is? If we turn this over to you, is what we said. Well, there's a lot of food, I think you'll agree, in this rhyme here. Eggs, apple pie, turnover. And, of course, Charlie brought you in a rather large apple. In fact, the prize here is food, Anne. I don't know how you're going to feel about this, because you won dinner for two in the Big Apple itself, New York. Yeah! Oh! How's that? Look at this. Oh, take a look. We're going to fly you to New York to have dinner at Sardi's. There you have that fabulous skyline of New York. There's no other skyline like that anywhere in the world. It really is a fabulous city. Of course, there's the Statue of Liberty. Much more bigger than you can ever imagine. That's the famous Brooklyn Bridge. Everyone's heard of that bridge, Brooklyn Bridge. From there, of course, that's Coney Island. Coney Island, and of course, Broadway by night. I'm sure you know that. Everyone's seen that shot many, many times. We're going to fly you there for 2 solid weeks. I think you're happy about that.
Oh, yes.
Okay, here's Fiona. Well, all the stuff there, the air tickets, all the stuff, you'll read that forevermore.
Yes.
Until you go,
Thank you.
that's where you're going to have dinner at Sardi's, the famous showbiz restaurant. Okay? You've never been to New York before?
No.
You're looking forward to going now, aren't you?
Marvellous.
Really. Great, Gordon. Thanks for coming.
Thank
What
you
can we
very
say,
much.
Anne?
Thank
Good
you.
luck. They've been a splendid couple, ladies and gentlemen, haven't they? And there's the money you won in the quiz. How much?
£400.
£400. There it is. Spend it well. Enjoy your holiday. Have a great time. There we have it. Wonderful. Oh, great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, As always, terrific people on 321. We're sure they're going to enjoy that prize. It's a great city. Till we see you next week, remember the last of our series next Saturday. See you on 321. Have a good week. Good night now.
Thank you.